A wonder of nature and of the biblical story, the Dead Sea is in race to be elected among the new wonders of the world. The richness of the Mosaics of Palestine, a legacy that crosses and unites eras, cultures and different religions. An exhibition at the Quds University of Jerusalem. The Society of Saint Yve celebrates its 20 years. The Catholic Centre for Human Rights provides assistance, including legal assistance, to all the people who live in difficult conditions in Israel and in the territories. The Lady of the Wall who builds bridges. Among the many murals that cover the separation barrier, for a few months now there is also a beautiful icon of Mary, designed 200 meters from the checkpoint in Bethlehem, where for 7 years every Friday afternoon one prays to ask for the gift of peace. 100 Terra Santa News, our thank you and your precious help. The Dead Sea, a region unparalleled in the world. With its 400 meters below sea level, it is the lowest spot on the earth. The news these days are that the Israeli government is funding the race of the Dead Sea to be elected from among the 7 new wonders of nature. The project for its conservation, presented by the Ministry of Tourism and of the Environmental Protection, combines its restoration and the economic development of the area.
Of course, the origins of the Dead Sea are lost in very distant times, because its formation is linked to the formation of the continents in which the earth was divided. Already in antiquity, it was noted as having very particular features.
This large mirror has as its major tributary the Jordan River. The waters that reach the Dead Sea don't have any further outlets, and they evaporate, depositing a rich and dense quantity of salts and minerals that provide products of excellent quality to the fields of industry, agriculture and medicine. The main attraction of the Dead Sea is its warm waters, relaxing and 10 times saltier than normal sea water. Father Aliata helps us to understand the history of the sea as he shows the famous Madaba mosaic representing the Holy Land.
The Dead Sea is represented as a large reservoir of water, and you see ships going across the sea. At that time, unlike today, there was a sailing on the sea which served more as a bridge than as a division between different countries. We see a ship with a large yellow cargo, which could indicate a transport of wheat, of grain from the fields of Moab to the land of Israel. We also see a boat depicted with a white load. The white load must be the salt, which has been one of the main... We also see a boat depicted with a white load. The white load must be the salt, which has been one of the main products of the sea since antiquity.
Che è uno dei principali prodotti del mare fin dall'antichità.
In the past 50 years, the Dead Sea has lost a third of its surface, largely due to the overexploitation of its tributary, the only source of fresh water in the region, beyond the natural evaporation of its waters. The Dead Sea region also has an extraordinary biblical importance, starting from the history of Abraham. Perhaps the most famous episode is the one of Sodom and Gomorrah.
These cities were sought by archaeologists and pilgrims. At present, we cannot say that we have found the ancient cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. Nevertheless, they remain in the popular imagination.
The shores of the Dead Sea have been of particular archaeological interest. The great discoveries of the scrolls of Qumran took place here about 60 years ago. According to the Israeli Ministry of Tourism, if the Great Salty Lake between Israel, the Palestinian territories, and Jordan would win the international competition, this would increase the number of foreign tourists every year who decide to spend their holidays in this unique place, and also the number of pilgrims who already rarely give up this must-see destination on their itinerary in the land of the Bible.
It's a long-standing tradition, a culture to appreciate and especially to make known, a message of peace showing how the desire for beauty belongs to all men and all times. It was inaugurated Tuesday, May 24th, on the site of the Quds University in Abu Dis, Jerusalem, an exhibition that showcases the richness of Palestinian mosaics, a heritage that goes back in time through different eras, cultures, and religions, as which was also highlighted at the conference that followed the presentation. The one-to-one scale models, made with the same materials and colors of the original mosaics, are the work of 8 artists, 6 Palestinians and 2 Italians. Coordinating the project is the Mosaics Center in Jericho, directed by the architect Osama Hamdan, and already the promoter of an exhibition on the Palestinian mosaic heritage.
2 anni fa, in occasione di Gerusalemme capitale della cultura, siamo riusciti a ottenere un
2 years ago, on the occasion of Jerusalem as the capital of culture, we were able to obtain funding from the European Union to produce copies of the Dome of the Rock. It was a great success because this exhibition has been going around Palestine, Israel, and Jordan for almost 2 years now, and we hope that it will also go to Italy or to Europe in the coming months.
Anche in Giordania, e speriamo che adesso andrà anche in Italia o in Europa.
Again, with the support of the European Union, the Palestinian Ministry of Tourism and the Association of the Holy Land have expressed their interest in continuing in the wake of the request of Father Michele Piccirillo.
Abbiamo continuato questa attività di Padre Michele attraverso.
We have continued the work of Father Michele through ATS. We support this group of people who were trained through the work that Father Michele had requested. A heritage that is largely but not exclusively Christian, because the mosaics are also in synagogues and mosques, should be considered and shared by all humanity.
Essere considerato un patrimonio di tutta l'umanità e condividerlo.
This patrimony in the exhibition on display until June 4th highlights the mosaics of the Dome of the Rock and the Church of the Nativity, testimonies of the Roman, Byzantine, and Crusader periods. Going beyond their richness and beauty, the mosaics are the clear evidence of a common root, of an interest shared by the peoples who have inhabited and still inhabit this land.
La tecnica comune tra una chiesa e una moschea.
This technique is common between a church, a mosque, or a palace, and so it communicates a message of peace, of coexistence, that we derive from the same culture and the same civilization.
Che noi deriviamo dalla stessa cultura, dalla stessa civiltà.
If you are neutral in a situation of injustice, you have chosen to side with the oppressor. The motto, which can be read on the brochure of Saint Yve, has been accompanying for 20 years the activity of this society situated in the heart of Old Jerusalem. Saint Yve is named after the patron saint of lawyers who gave his name to the company as wanted by Michel Sabat in 1991. And today it is precisely a lawyer, Rafoul Rofa, who leads the company, which tirelessly tries to offer help and support, regardless of nationality or religion, to all those who live in needy conditions.
This year, the society is celebrating its 20th anniversary.
This year marks the 20th anniversary of the founding of the society, and today we have 17 employees and 7 lawyers who work in 2 offices, one in Jerusalem near the headquarters of the Patriarchate, and one in Bethlehem.
The chairman of the board being His Beatitude Fuatwal, the Latin Patriarch of Jerusalem.
To recover the dignity of every person who lives in the Holy Land, the Society Saint Yve works for justice and equality for all and tries to fight the adverse impacts of a situation of conflict, also through legal action. There is, for instance, the issue of confiscation or demolition of homes, particularly in East Jerusalem, where 60,000 Palestinians live with the fear that their homes might be demolished, claims Rafa. Or the issue of permits and of freedom of movement, or that of the reunification of families divided by identity documents that are difficult to obtain. At the end of the interview, we see him chatting with those who pass by to ask for help at the centre, with those who suffer injustice, and yet with whom, despite everything, he has not given up hope.
In a certain sense, we could say that she too lives in prison. The icon designed in December 2010, 200 meters from the checkpoint that separates the 2 people, is the fruit of a continuous and ever greater devotion, especially in this month entirely dedicated to the Queen of Peace.
The Marian month is normally in May, but this initiative that we do near the wall is not done only during the Marian month. It was an initiative that started the 1st of March 2004.
Since that day, every Friday, the community of the sisters close to the nearby Caritas Baby Hospital gather by the wall at 5 p.m. to ask the Virgin for the end of hostilities. Painted near the Emmanuel Monastery by an English iconographer, it remains apart from the many murals that cover the separation wall. There is a Jerusalem with the peace dove flying over it. There are many invocations for justice and some for conflict, and there is also a space cut out for her, reserved humble and overlooking the Palestinian territories. Our Lady of the Wall builds bridges.
He drew this icon which slightly recalls the experience of the apocalypse. Therefore, this Mary who destroys the dragon and is a bridge over this presence of the wall of Jerusalem.
Quindi c'è la presenza anche lì del muro, c'è la presenza di Gerusalemme.
There are not only the nuns who go weekly in pilgrimage to the icon unique in the territories, but more and more Christians feel the need to go under the protective cloak of Christ's mother.
La signora che abita proprio vicino al checkpoint è una delle persone.
As a lady who lives near the checkpoint, she is one of the locals that is constantly present in this very simple initiative. On the other hand, there is also the economical group, lay people from different nationalities, and they try to create communion through non-violence. They may come from different faiths or might be non-believers, but they have the desire for peace present in themselves.
I fedi possono essere anche non credenti, ma si uniscono perché il desiderio della pace è presente anche in loro.
It is an extraordinary event that takes place every Friday morning in Bethlehem, and for this reason the nuns have had some problems with the Israeli soldiers, but when they understand that they are there to ask for peace,
Una volta che loro vedono che siamo lì e siamo lì.
Once they understand we are there and there only to pray with the rosary, they become more familiar. They don't see us as enemies, but on the contrary, they offer us this opportunity to pray like this, walking like pilgrims.
Di pregare così, camminando come pellegrini.
it is clearly written in our archives and editorial pages. This was the Terra Santa News number 100. For us, this is a great accomplishment that should not go unnoticed. Greatly desired by the custody of the Holy Land and inaugurated in 2008, the Franciscan Media Center was established with the sole purpose of telling through images all the beauty and richness of this land of God, so often forgotten amidst the din of reports that only speak of violence and division, and to cover, crossing denominational boundaries, religious, cultural, and social events and aspects of the Catholic Church, especially, but also of the other 12 churches of the Holy Land, as well as Judaism and Islam. And so, for 2 years, through the Terra Santa News and other programs, we have been trying with passion and tenacity to give a voice and a visibility to the Mother Church of Jerusalem, to the local Christians, and to the holy places. We believe this is an act of responsibility to all those who see the need to identify themselves with Jesus and with the stones upon which he walked. And we wish to continue doing so, because here the Holy Land is waiting to be told in its daily and hidden stories of hard work, courage, and faith. In the world, Christians and others are waiting to see and to live the places and the life of this difficult but holy land. Italian, Arabic, Portuguese, English, French, and Spanish. Producing the Terra Santa News every week in 6 languages was the courageous decision of the custody of the Holy Land. It is a challenge that is both necessary and demanding, a path upon which we intend to continue so that the holy places of salvation and all of their historical, cultural, human, and spiritual vitality may continue to reach, as it has been the case for the last few months, the 5 continents through televised and web broadcasts. This Terra Santa News number 100 is an opportunity to say our thank you to all of you who have supported us and who continue to follow us, demonstrating in this way your love for the land of our origins, the land where everything began. But it is also the moment to tell you that without you we cannot continue, and that we need especially your prayers, but also your concrete help, no matter how small.